this guy right here, number 94, Christain Wilkins. He's a freak. The guy is simply a freak, and he plays a position that is really starting to get paid a lot in today's league, and it's because of how many guys of his caliber exist. However, when you bring in a big, high caliber interior defensive lineman like a Christain Wilkins, that changes so much for your defense. So much. The Raiders already have a dominant defensive presence on their defensive line in Max Crosby. And now adding in number 94, Christain Wilkins, that defense really does have a chance to be one of the best in football. It does. And I just want to make it clear to you guys why he was the best defensive player available in free agency. And I want to make it clear just what he is going to bring to a Raiders defense I already thought was pretty underrated last year. Now it should only be better. So this play right here, it's a 1st and 10. Christain Wilkins is lined up as a 3-eye right now. 3-tech means that you're lined up in between the guard and the tackle. And 3-eye means that you're kind of closer to the guard than the tackle here. See how much space there is between the guard and the tackle. If he was a 2-tech, he would be head up on the guard, which means he would be right here. But what's going on right here is Wilkins is going to be right shoulder with the guard's right shoulder, right? So the two of them are even shoulder-wise here, which is why he is a 3-eye here. And Wilkins is going to work into this B gap right here, while also keeping his eyes on the right. And he's going to do a great job working back over to make a play on the running back right here. I'm going to let it play a little bit. They do a little bit of motion, and boom. You see this? Christain Wilkins has his hands extended. This is what you're supposed to do as a defensive lineman. Okay, that's the first step. You extend your hands, get them inside of the offensive lineman and their shoulder pads, extend them, and then you have a lot more space to get a read on this running back. You're able to look at his feet, and you could tell, is he going to run this way? Is he going to run this way? You're able to tell just based off the way he is positioning his body. And right now, it looks a lot like he's going to run this way. Wilkins is going to let the run go on a little bit longer so he could just confirm that belief. And once he sees that the running back is really committing this way, he does a great job working over the offensive guard. And he makes the tackle here. He does a great job getting separation from the offensive lineman because the offensive lineman wants to keep you close. And then using that separation, he's able to kind of throw him to the side and then make this tackle. And him and Bradley Chubb meet at the running back, getting a tackle pretty much on the line of scrimmage. Very good job by Wilkins on that one. Now another play from the Patriots game. This one is going to be a pass play because this guy isn't just a run defender. He can do some damage to the opposing team's passing attack. He is in a 2-tech this time around, meaning that he is head up on the guard, like I mentioned earlier. He's also in a 4-point stance here, which he seems to kind of mix in there every now and then. It seems like a lot more of the true passing downs he'll pull this out, which is a little bit strange, right? Because a lot of guys, they want to go into a 4-point stance when they know they need more of like an anchor, more of a dominant first step in order to anchor down against a run play. Wilkins kind of uses it very differently, though. The idea of a 4-point stance is that you're able to get a quicker burst off the line of scrimmage because you have both of your hands down and you're going to explode off of them, right? Here he is going to go into the A gap, and just watch how he just kills the center. He just kills him. right? This isn't much of like, oh yeah, look at his natural leverage. Look at how he uses his hands. No, this is just, I'm stronger than you. I'm going to bull rush you into the quarterback's lap and make a play. That's all this is. And Wilkins does that at a spectacular level. I mean, come on, man. At some point, 60, you just got to give up. At some point. Because now, good for you, you're finally getting some push, right? But now Mac Jones is all the way, 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage? Because you couldn't anchor down even remotely. You couldn't. And honestly, that's not your fault. Because Christain Wilkins, man, this is just an amazing, spectacular display of strength right here. I mean, these are two professional athletes, but one just looks like a man amongst boys here. And then he gets the separation, he gets a little bit of disengagement so he could pursue the quarterback, and well, of course, like all great players in this league, he is able to finish when it matters most. Christain Wilkins, just an amazing bull rush right there. Now, this is another pass rush rep by Christain Wilkins. This time, he's like a heavy one tech, meaning that he's lined up mainly in the A-gap, but his left shoulder is equal with the guard's left shoulder, right? And he's going to show off more of a technical pass rush this time around. He's going to open it with a jab step to his right, and then a swipe as he goes right, and then he's going to work a long arm, which, when done properly, that combination of moves is very, very unsettling for a guard. Very unsettling. And coming at a guard with his backup quarterback, honestly, third string quarterback in the game in Tim Boyle. On a third down division rivalry game, yeah, it's a very, very tough moment where there's a lot going through number 65's head. A lot. So if you're able to do this properly, which, oh man, the jab step, he executed pretty well. Now here he is with the swipe. Look at 65's arms, right? Look at 65's arms getting swiped right off of him, okay? Right now, you really want to have your arms engaged with Wilkins here. But Wilkins did a great job with the swipe move. But 65 isn't out of position yet. In fact, he isn't really out of position right now. But Christain Wilkins with the long arm, man. Christain Wilkins has his right arm extended on 65's left shoulder, giving him the ability to not just manipulate his leverage, assuming he has the strength in his right arm, which, I mean, if there's one thing that I've made very clear at this point, it's that he does have enough strength to do whatever move he wants, but he has the strength to manipulate the opposing offensive lineman's weight and his leverage using just his right arm. The thing that makes the long arm so dangerous, if you have the proper amount of strength to execute it, is that you also have a free hand. So even though 65 really isn't too far out of position right now, Christain Wilkins can disengage by bringing his left arm up and using a rip move. And now, 65. I'm sorry, you can't recover now, Chief. You can't. Wilkins can really just disengage and make this sack. Wilkins with not just one successful move, not just two, not just three, but a fourth one. All four of the moves he worked right there. Very, very good display of each of them. And that's the thing with this guy. He has such a wide variety of moves in his arsenal. He has such a large bag of pass rush moves. And what makes it so much crazier is pass rushing isn't even his best trait. This guy's a hell of a run defender, and I need to show you more film of that. Now, this is a play from a different Jets game with an equally incompetent quarterback taking snaps behind center. And Christain Wilkins is head up on the tackle, right? The Jets are going to run outside zone, meaning that all the offensive linemen are going to work a gap towards the boundary. Breece Hall is going to run outside, and everyone is just going to try and wall the opposing player off, right? So this player is going to work towards 45. He's going to wall off the nose. Everyone is going to try and wall the opposing player off and just try and prevent them from getting towards the boundary, and then just hope he being Breece Hall, ends up getting open space and is able to juke a D-back, and then a big play comes out of it, right? The goal of defensive linemen on this, though, is to eat up blocks while still pursuing the play. Because here's the thing, if you just over-pursue the play, so let's say Christain Wilkins, right, who is, like I said, head up on the tackle. Let's say that he gets past 54 and then just keeps going, right, and he tries to make the tackle. Then 54 is going to be able to work up to number 45. Okay? Your goal isn't necessarily to get past the offensive lineman all the time. That's the thing that makes defensive line so tough. And that's why people say that the defensive linemen are the most selfless players on the football field. Because everything they do isn't going to translate to the stat sheet. Okay? And Christain Wilkins right here, he's going to pursue the play while also eating up a block. That is your goal as a defensive lineman on this one. So, he is going to keep working to the left while staying engaged with number 54. Okay? And it's important for him not to just go under the block, because if he goes under the block, he's going to get out of the play. Breece Hall can just accelerate right past him, and now he's no longer an impact player on the field. Right. Christain Wilkins is really going to try and make it easy for the linebackers to make this tackle, right? That is his goal right here, and he does a very, very good job. However, good defensive linemen can still have their own impact beyond just setting the other players up, okay? The truly great interior defensive linemen, like a Christain Wilkins, cannot just eat up a block, but they'll eat it up for just long enough and then know the perfect time to shed. Know the perfect time to shed the block. They find a way to have their cake and eat it too. Okay, fine. Defensive coordinator Vic Fangio told me just to eat up the block. Okay, I'll eat up the block. I'll make sure the linebackers can chase down the play. Okay, fine. I'll do what I'm being told to do. I am an NFL player after all. But, okay, now he's really close to me. I think I can get 54 to lean a little bit too much. And David Long is going to have an impact while I also have an impact. Okay? Normally the idea is Christain Wilkins will hold a stalemate around right here. Right? And that'll force Breece Hall to cut it back and David Long makes the tackle. Normally that's the idea. But Christain Wilkins figured the best way to do it right now is maybe get himself involved a little bit more than the other defensive linemen could. Okay? Be a little bit superhuman. Be a superhero on this play. He's going to get past the offensive lineman, make him lose his balance so he can't get up to the linebacker. And he is going to force the running back, Breece Hall, back inside, not just by holding up space, but by shedding a block. And he's able to get himself involved in this tackle, while also setting up David Long perfectly. He found a way to have his cake and eat it too. You gotta love it. The Cowboys are going to run a variation of counter in which number 73, who is one of the best guards in the league, Tyler Smith, is going to be pulling to Andrew Van Ginkel. The tight end is going to block Van Ginkel for a second, or at least kind of fake like he's going to block him, and then go up to David Long. The center and Zach Martin are going to combo block 92 up to this linebacker. And 78 is going to be left one-on-one with Christain Wilkins. He just has to seal him off, and Tony Pollard's going to grab the ball and then run in between 78 seal and Tyler Smith's pull on Van Ginkel, right? That is the play they're going to try and run here. And just watch how Christain Wilkins blows this play up. You want to talk about a game ruiner, a game disruptor. There is no better example from this season than this play right here. Christain Wilkins is going to absolutely light up the right tackle. He's going to light him up to the extent where the right tackle is going to be in the middle of Tyler Smith's lane to pull. Boom. Tyler Smith, where are you going now, lad? You are being blocked by your own guy right now because Christain Wilkins is completely manhandling him. And now Van Ginkel is able to go over. And, well, this play is just doomed. The second that pull gets completely obliterated, I mean, the play ends. By the way, Van Ginkel did not really take advantage of this to the extent that he should have. Van Ginkel should have seen Tyler Smith and then went behind Wilkins' block. That's what he should have done. He didn't do it, but it's okay because Wilkins was just a demon possessed on this play and blew it up himself. I mean, come on. That is an insane play right there. This right here is going to be inside zone, meaning that everyone's just going to take a small step to their play side gap, and then number 72 is going to be responsible for Bradley Chubb. 61 and the center are going to be responsible for these two for two. 70 and 77 are going to be responsible for him and him. 77 might chip Christain Wilkins, but for the most part, it's going to be Michael Mayer who is responsible for Christain Wilkins here. So, what ends up happening is a tight end is responsible for Christain Wilkins. And yeah, he's going to have some chip help, and yes, Michael Mayer is a good blocking tight end, but this doesn't end too well, right? First off, 77, who was supposed to be going up to 55, got caught so off balance, and Christain Wilkins completely took advantage of that. I mean, look, his face is pretty much in the dirt, number 77, right? So now Christain Wilkins can easily blow this play up because 77 had to make enough time for Michael Mayer to get in good position to make this block, and 77 very clearly did not do that. So now you're looking at 55 and Christain Wilkins being able to blow this play up, right? So that's not a good thing at all. So Josh Jacobs, of course, is going to try and cut it back, but then the thing here is Christain Wilkins, being the great player he is, the play ends when you get to his hip. When you get to his hip, he is going to dive, he's going to lay out, and he is going to tackle you the same way he does here. The change of direction there is stunning. By someone that big, they should not be able to change directions that well after taking advantage of poor leverage by an offensive lineman. Really just a complete athlete. That's what Christain Wilkins is. Now, before I show you this last clip, I just want to say thank you for watching so far. If you made it this far into the video, I hope you enjoyed. And if you did enjoy, feel free to leave a like. I would really appreciate that. And if you want more content like this, please subscribe because I intend to continue making content like this as frequently as I can. I am busy, but, I love hitting the All-22. I love looking at film. I love making mock drafts. So if you want more content like that, like this, please leave a like, subscribe. I would really appreciate this. Now, you might notice that I have a different camera angle right here. And that's because this play right here, I want to show off Christain Wilkins' hustle, okay? He's number 94, and he is going to chase down a play from so far away. It really is impressive, and you wouldn't be able to see it on the end zone angle. He is literally not in the frame for a large portion of the play on the end zone angle. So I had to switch to the sideline angle, and I also think it really puts into perspective how much this guy is moving on this specific play. Just watch it, right? Kevin O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell takes the snap, scanning the field, he passes, and look at that, deep completion. But here's Christian Wilkins from so far away, a big man like that. Surely he won't chase down the run after the catch, right? Surely one of these several players in position to make the tackle will end up getting him. Not big number 94. He's not going to run, 20, 30 yards in order to catch him? But, oh, he does. Oh, he does. Oh, big man number 94 got some wheels to him, and he shows the effort to chase down a player like that. This was against the team that just signed him, and it's probably because they really appreciate things like this, when players do stuff like this. So, that's all for this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and Christian Wilkins, he is going to be a stud.